Hi, welcome to Knit One, Heart, episode 28. My special guest is Diane.
Hello, I'm Diane.
In
Diane
Oz.
On
We always rag on her on the podcast. So.
Yeah, so now I'm here acting as Wendy, so I can rag on Wendy instead.
Absolutely. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to basically do the gossip and innuendo first because I have a lot of things to say thank you about. My birthday was Monday and the knitters were very generous. And just in case anyone was wondering, 41.
Doesn't look a day over 40.
I'm not afraid to say my age. Wait, on the other hand, you'll never get it out of me. So we have Diane here and her little son, James. You want to say hello?
No.
This is James.
Okay, scoot, go eat.
So I want to first say thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. You guys are awesome. I got a lot of PMs and there was a thread posted on the board, so thank you, I appreciate it. I want to say thank you to Diane, Knittables, Suzette, Jack's grandma, Bev, Palette PC, Beth, Witty, Knittin', Denise, Mad About Matisse. Thank you very much for all the patterns that you sent me. I think I'm missing someone and I apologize. I tried looking back at all my notes and I couldn't find any, so I apologize. I want to say thank you to Yvonne for your donation to the podcast. Again, if you want to donate to the podcast, it is, it's buttons right over here next to Diane's head for any donations. There you go. She did it the first try. Awesome. See, Wendy, she's already doing better than you. I'm trading you up.
It's hard to do.
Ooh, smack talk.
I figure I have, what episode are you on? 28? I have 28 weeks. I'm catching up on Wendy giving me dirty looks through the camera.
So thank you, everyone. It was really a nice day that made my day, considering, it was a Monday and it was kind of lackluster otherwise. My kids are at school, my husband's at work. I did get some cake. I had to call my husband and remind him to pick me up cake. Like, am I getting cake? He goes, well, didn't you have it Saturday at my brother's? I'm like, yeah.
That doesn't count.
Doesn't count. I want to say, my brother does watch this sometimes, so thank you, Bob. He threw me a nice little pirate birthday because, as everyone knows, the 19th of September is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So on his phone, he has a reminder about Talk Like a Pirate Day. Not a reminder that it's my birthday, but a reminder of Talk Like a Pirate Day. And I also want to wish my brother Tommy a happy birthday because we are twins, so it is his birthday as well.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
He is 3 minutes older than me, and I have more hair than him. Anyways, he doesn't watch this. I can smack talk him all I want. I want to say yay, we have 396 members. Awesome. 4 more till 400. I know. Are you kidding me? So I appreciate it. I'm going to get into one finished object just so we can get it off the bat. It's the Podcasters Challenge. I did finish my vest. Some of the ends aren't woven in. It's just where I picked up the neck pieces and I have not added buttons. But this is my Pembroke vest, cabled vest, and I apologize. I'm trying to figure out the camera here. By Kirsten Kapoor. It's Dreaming Color Classy in the, sugar. I want to say Blue Lagoon, but it's not Blue Lagoon. Blue Thunder colorway.
It's really pretty.
It really is. It's more of a greenish than a blue.
Yeah, teal.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you some of my mods, if I can figure out this camera. I did the cable cozy mug that a lot of people did for 8 rows. Then I did the pattern cable as the pattern comes, and you can see it right here. I added a little heart. And then I mirrored the cables on both sides. Sorry. Hope I'm not making anyone sick. So it's a nice pattern. Next time I do it, I think I'm just going to bind off the shoulders and call it a day. This shoulder shaping, I've never done any type of shaping on a garment. So I struggled with this vest once I separated to go the 2 different sides because I did it all in one piece. But once I separated it, I struggled with this. This went in timeout quite a bit.
And you did the back in one piece and then the front in 2 separate pieces?
Well, I did it in the round because it's called to do it in seaming. And then you bind off for the shoulders. You do the back, you do in one piece up until this point, and then you do the two separate shoulders. And then the front you have to start doing separate because of the V-neck. So yeah, I don't know if I'd do this again, just because I'm not familiar with garments. I've never made a sweater where I've had to do any type of
And there's so many
threading.
different ways to do a sweater that, you know, people like socks,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking about socks.
Right. So it's nice. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad if you can see it, I posted that I screwed up and I was thinking about ripping it out. You can see there's supposed to be ribbing here. Instead, apparently, I did the ribbing over here instead. It looks good. I'm happy with it. Once I plugged along with it, I'm okay, but yeah.
It looks really good.
It does. I mean, I did mess up on the back here, but you can't tell. Like, only experience. If you're looking for it, can you tell? And like I said, when you're holding up the baby, you get
exactly.
So.
And it only fits them for about a week and a half.
I know,
anyway,
that's
so.
the sad part, is you put so much effort into it, and it's only going to fit them for, this is supposed to be the 6-month size. It might be.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, Dream in Color stretches a little bit, so I'm okay with it. Smells like wet cat, but it's not dry yet. It's been blocking for 2 days and still not dry. So that's my podcast challenge project. It's by Kirsten Kapoor. Dream in Colors Blue Thunder. US 5 for the cuff and the neck shaping, the neck, which is 3.75 millimeters. US 7, 4.5 millimeters for the rest of the body. And I will be writing up my mods so I don't get into trouble. From Lois, I gotta write them up. So, in my bio. For the rest of the podcast challenge talk, sorry, I actually did my hair for you guys today.
It was beautiful.
For Diane, actually. Should feel special.
Did you shower and
I
everything?
did. I did. I showered. Wendy usually gets the shower. She just doesn't get the hair done. So for the Project Podcaster Challenge, all finished objects from the viewers need to be posted in our thread on our board, which also can be found over here somewhere over there, by 9/27. We have to post our finished objects in the Podcaster Challenge board, and I will link it in the show notes. And then I think by the same date, 9/27, and then you guys need to vote between 9/28 and 10/2. So go vote. Nominate me for the Hot Mess Award. I don't know. Other than that, no.
No.
Why? You don't think that's a hot
Not
mess?
at all. I would totally put my kid in that.
Oh, no. Finished project, yes. It came out good. But
you just generally a hot mess?
Well, yeah, I'm generally a hot mess. But I had a lot of issues with that. But anyways, it's the Hot Mess Struggle Through It Award. Anyways, vote for whatever you want to do. Just remember, be open about it. Don't make this a popularity contest. If you really like someone's project over another, be honest about it. If you don't like mine, I'm fine with that. So go and vote. For this to work out, we really need you guys to vote. So vote between 9/28 and 10/2, and I'll put that in the show notes as well. And I'll try and get the show notes up really early this time, I promise. And also, for anyone who is doing the knit along with us, make sure your finished projects go into the finished project thread of ours and tagged PPC, Clark Podcasters Challenge 2011. So, enough talking about me. We have on the dance pad. What do you have on the dance pad?
What am I doing?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to go her first.
I am doing Sarah Laverne. It is a sweater. Oh, I probably should have had my iPad so you could see the actual picture, but basically it looks like this at the neckline.
Yeah, is that a pullover or is that a
cardigan?
cardigan?
It is a cardigan, and it's in my project page, Diane and Oz.
Which will be linked.
And yeah, so this is basically going to be the neckline, and then it's basically stocking knit from the rest of the sweater with a tiny little bit of shaping. I'm doing it on 5/8 needles, which I think is what size is that? Like a 5 millimeter?
I think it is a 5 millimeter.
And this is Mad Color Fiber Arts the colorway is Sweet Baby James, which I saw years ago and loved, and
Would it have anything to do with that?
no, my Sweet Baby James is in the other room playing Angry Birds or something like that, but no, I just happen, I'm not even a blue person. I really don't wear much blue. Today I'm wearing blue, and I'm knitting blue, so I seem like a big fat liar, but I swear I'm a red person, red and pink. And no, I thought, and I kind of have a crush on Heather from Mad Color Fiber Arts, and she had a big sale a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of bought her out.
Well, you're also friends with her. We talked about that. I think we talked about it last week, that you did buy her out, and Wendy was angry, but, you know.
I bought anything that I liked in sweater quantities because, you know, any sort of hand-painted, hand-dyed yarn is expensive, and I tend to not knit with them as much except for smaller projects because it's more expensive.
Right, so she had a sale.
So she had
Grab
a sale,
while you can.
and I did.
Good for you.
So that's the only thing I'm knitting now after my...
You're more of an exclusive monogamous.
Pretty much. I have, I think, a couple of projects that I'm not in love with that are on the needles, but they're kind of on the needles, either in a naughty pile or in a I'm never going to finish this, or this isn't going to fit, or
at some point we'll have to rip out, take a pile.
Exactly. Yeah. But pretty monogamous. If I have a really long project, I might throw in a hat or...
Well, that makes sense. I mean, everybody likes the little quick knits, the one-night stands, as we call them.
Exactly. But no, one thing, and it's really pretty yarn, and I love knitting with it because it's so pretty. So
it's very pretty. Nice yarn.
Super wash merino.
Have to have super wash.
That's it for me.
I have a few projects on the needles. I had leftover yarn from my sweater vest, so I am. This is all hot now. I cast it on. There is a pattern out there by Amy Shannon. She designed a hat to go with the Pembroke vest, and so I'm doing a hat to match. I don't think she's doing the cables like I'm doing them, and I can't, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not going to show up good. Because in all honesty, I'm having them wrap one way, and I'll tell you the reason why. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm doing cabling without a cable needle, and for me, to put the cable on the back is so much easier than to pull it in front.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm doing the cables the way I'm doing, is because I'm lazy and I'm putting the cable needle on the back. So
do
that's
you
what.
Usually cable without a cable needle?
If it's 2 to 3, 3 is pushing it, but if it's only 2 stitches, yes, I will cable without a cable needle because it's so much quicker. And once I tell you, if you don't know how to do it, you need to learn, because you'll enjoy cable projects so much better. So this, I'm doing it with the leftover yarn from the Dream in Color Smooshy. I should have no problem because I only have to do 5 cable repeats on this before I decrease. And I cast, she calls for casting on 70, I cast on for 80. This stretches, but I have a problem with my baby hats actually not fitting babies.
Too big?
Too small sometimes. So this one will fit for a little bit, and it will still even, I think that'll fit a newborn, right?
Hard to remember.
I know. I think it will. It may be tiny big, but they grow real quick. So this is one thing on
like mine who has big melons.
I don't know if mine did. But this is so this is the Pembroke Cap by Amy Shannon, US 5, 3.5 millimeters, 3.75 millimeters, US 7, 4.5 millimeters, and Dream in Color Blue Thunder. That's one thing that's on my needles. Another thing is my Shetland Triangle Shawl. Didn't get that much love. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 repeats. This is out of the Cascade Eco Plus in Forest or Pine Green. US 10, 6 points.
Looks like it's going to be nice and cozy.
I know. You know, this, I could see myself wearing this over like a shirt like this. Hopefully it won't be too cold at Rhinebeck. I'm not sure. What's it? Is it really
I've
cold?
only been once, and it was freezing
was it?
when I went. But
so this, I mean, even over a plain coat, this will look really good. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. This will start getting more love. I'll probably, today's Wednesday. I'm working tonight, so I'll probably work on this. And this is by Evelyn A. Clark from the Wrap Style book. And I have the book. I borrowed it from Wendy, but the only thing I copied is the chart, because She told me once that it was really easy, and I didn't believe her, but it is so super easy because the only time you really need to pay attention is the beginning, the center, and the end of the rows. Everything else is very repetitive, and you can see it in the, I am keeping track of what row I am on, so that's easy. And then the last, but certainly not least, is my top-down mittens by Rachel from Diabolical Yarns. Now this is a little bit of a review. She asked me to test knit this and give her my opinion. So I'm giving you my opinion. I love it. It's going to be one of those things that, you know how there's a toe up versus cuff down on socks? I think this is going to be one of those things too. It's going to be a top down versus cuff up mitten. The top down, she suggested the Turkish cast on, I think it's called, where you do the crazy 8 around the needle. I did the Judy's Magic cast on. Once you know how to do that, you don't go anywhere else. She also knits 2 stitches before she does her increase. No, you know how you knit one?
Okay.
I did the one, and I think it looks better. This is just my mod. And then she has you do a provisional cast on. That's a little wonky, but if you do a magic loop, what I did is I did the provisional cast on, and I had my provisional cast on here with the loop on this one. So one of the provisional cast on this end and one on this end. And then just like starting up a cuff down sock in magic loop, you're going to have it sticking out. And then you decrease for the gusset. So you're decreasing for the gusset right here. It gives it a nice clean look.
Yeah, it really looks very clean.
And so this is nice because I've done mittens and it comes out so big here. This is more of a fitted mitten. Now I'm doing this on size 5 because I like a dense fabric. Now I don't want this as tight as a sock, and I don't think it is. But it gives it a nice loose fit.
I feel like a glove.
Or a mitten. Actually, no, gloves, mittens are. But the good thing about this is you can knit, like you can separate how much yarn you have, and you can, if you want to use or you have limited amount and you're not sure how long to make the cuff, again, it comes down to the toe up versus cuff down, or the top down versus cuff up.
It's kind of nice too because cuff up, I tend to find I kind of have long fingers, so if it's, especially if it's patterned, oftentimes my thumb seems, it's like it starts too high or there's not enough cuff, because when you start with the cuff up, you kind of don't realize how.
Right. So this one, what you do, this I think this is my second mitten. My first one fits me a little bit better. I am done with one, so. And I cast on the same amount of stitches for my thumb gusset. No, that's the same. So she gives you, it's a basic pattern first.
That's the other one?
Yeah, this is my other one.
You call that done?
No.
I thought you said I'm done with the first one.
It's almost done. I just haven't done the thumbs. So this is the first one, and this is about the right length for me, because enough to have a coat come over it. But this, she has you, it's a recipe, and then, I mean, it's a pattern with DK weight, and then she tells you how to do it in a different worsted, in a different weight, which this is worsted. And I also have it in fingering, and I'm going to show you. This is the one I started off in first. I didn't show you guys this last week. This is Warner's Laces. Warner's Laces. This one is too tight. This fits more like a sock. And I have to decrease, I have to rip back to here and increase one more round. I'm okay with that. That was right at the thumb. Yep. Oh, it looks like it's ripping out anyway. Sorry. So I'm doing it in fingering weight using the same pattern. So this is how the recipe works. You do your gauge swatch, and then you cast on the amount of stitches you think to go around the thumb. So if you like a looser thumb, you cast on more, and it will give you a longer gusset here. And then this is where is it? This is how much yarn I have left, which I know I have enough to finish this mitten. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do like a headband, because that's what I was hoping for. That's okay. I could do it in a different blue and combine the two.
I'm kind of surprised. I haven't knit very many mittens, so I'm kind of surprised that there aren't more
top-down construction.
It seems like
it's
sort
really
of natural.
Well, you know, this is a nice car knitting. You know how people talk about car knitting? It's basically anyone who likes toe-up socks. There should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to do this. It's really a nice, well-written pattern. You know, the provisional cast-on can be a little wonky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not so bad. And like I said, the decreases on the gusset really come out nice and clean, a little bit cleaner than when you're doing the increases on a gusset. And then the ribbing is just 2x2. But the versatility in this, you can do color work in it. You just, again, need to do a gauge swatch.
Right.
I mean, you could probably do cabling and just do the rules of cable where you add more stitches because of it draws it in. But I really give this 2 thumbs up. I will be done with my thumbs. 2 thumbs up, sorry. Next week. This is probably going to be a teacher's gift. Maybe I'll do a cup cozy to match. I don't know. We'll see. A teacher's gift for one of my kids during Christmas. So those are my on the needles. I know that was a long one, and we're already in 20 minutes. Wow. It's going to be a long one for me by myself. I don't normally do that long.
No. Hello.
I know, wow. You know what it is? I'm so glad I have someone here. When I am by myself, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. That's all that's on my dance card. Rate your dates. You have a finished object?
I do. Since you have never seen anything of mine, I could bring whatever I want.
Yeah.
But I brought the 2 most recent things that I've done. And I don't think you've ever seen this one. This was my Royal Tulips shawl that I did in Spirit Trail Fiberworks. I spun it. It is cashmere silk, so there's nothing wrong with that. And
gorgeous. You spun this.
I spun it into a 2-ply lace weight and then knit it into kind of hard to see. Maybe.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It was a fun knit. It's, you know, I had to pay attention.
Now Wendy did this one.
Wendy did this one. I saw hers, but I had to copy her. I know, cashmere silk. I mean, I can't. It just feels so lovely.
You need to see her spinning work in her. Sorry, give me a minute. I'm sorry. I can't see. Yeah, there you go. Isn't that gorgeous? She spun that and then knit it.
So if I had thought, thank you. If I had thought ahead, I think I would have spun it a little bit differently. I think it's a little bit variegated for the pattern.
Oh, I think it's gorgeous.
But you can still see it.
Enough.
So, yeah.
I think it's just enough for it. Would you have done it maybe more of a gradient?
A little bit more. I tend to be the spinner where I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. For the most part, I try and get in my head a weight that I want to get to and then spin from there. Occasionally I have a project that I want to get to and spin from there.
Spin this?
Not for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know that's what
I knew I wanted to do a shawl, but I just kind of took it and randomly, it's the fire colorway. It was her fiber of the month. For last year or 2 years ago, something like that. And it's very, very soft. So I love it. I just finished this last week or a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Tell them what happened.
Oh, that's right. This was a pain in my behind because I spun the yarn, and what I do is I spin and then I apply it, and then I put it on my skein winder and I count. Every single time, it's the same process every time I do it. So I count how many times I spin it. I spin my skein winder, and I write down how many times, and I calculate how many yards that is, and I put it in Ravelry, and I know that I did all that, but apparently it didn't make it into Ravelry, and so I had no idea how much yardage I had. So I kind of guesstimated, and Wendy did it, and she suggested that I add, I think another repeat or another 2 repeats of this sort of main pattern.
Now, it started from here and down, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I did that.
It's all Wendy's fault.
It is. I totally blame her. And I ran out of yarn with like 6 rows to go, 5 rows to go. So I put out a call to Ravelry. Please, if anybody, it was a Spirit Trail Fiber color of the fiber of the month, so it wasn't sold, so it's not, you know, a very popular colorway, even though it would be. So yeah, I put out a call to Ravelry, and some nice soul, Sandy NYC, I believe that's her name on Ravelry, sent me some fiber that I had to spin to match what I had spun however long ago, and knit it. And what I did is I tried to save so I could send back to her what I didn't need to use. I spun, and then I ran out again with like a row to go, and I had to spin again. So, like, but I finally finished it. It was kind of torturous at the end, even though the whole process was, you know, it was absolutely fine. That the last row is you can see that actually it kind of came out nice. I kind of picked a little bit yellower of the color.
It
kind of,
looks really nice. It blends it all in. I like the bind off on that one.
That's why I ran out of yarn the second time, by the way, because the bind off sucked up more yarn than I could ever. It was, I don't even remember, it was some sort of weird knit to bring it back, knit to bring it back. It was, I don't know what it's called.
But it makes it a nice sturdy bind off.
It's very sturdy, but it uses a lot of yarn. But and there's a lot of woven in ends after my
but it doesn't,
out here.
It doesn't roll back.
No.
Which is really, really nice.
And it's a big shawl, so.
See, it's a really nice bind off. Really gorgeous.
So
I can't get over. This is silk and
cashmere.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
Yes, it was lovely to spin. It was lovely to knit, and I just want to sleep with it.
I know, that would be like, you know, the little kids have a little lovey blanket. It would just be like, oh.
I'm going to soar in another week and a half, and I'm actually in a workshop or class with the woman who dies spiritually.
Oh, nice. You're gonna try and get some more.
Oh, I always do. But I'm going to bring it so she can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully she likes it as much as I do.
Well, and that and the fact that, you know, I think what amazes me is that you messed up on the yardage, you had to spin more, and it's, I mean, you can't even tell, really. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I could have picked more. I kind of wanted to pick the yellower to kind of bring it down.
But, I mean, you can't even, like, the spinning matches. That's what I'm saying. It's like your spinning matches your previous spinning. That's when you can tell.
That's kind of my default spinning anyway, so it's not, it wasn't anything. I kind of spin lace weight kind of by default.
Really funny.
So that's my first finished project. My second finished project is another hand spun, because apparently that's all I finish anymore. Gotta have motivation, I guess. And
you get two for the price of one. Really.
You do.
Get the fun of spinning and then the fun of knitting.
And this is my second one. It's the Tappan Zee cardigan by Amy King, and it's there you go.
Each does it better than I do. Natural Born Podcast.
I know, right? So there, you can
see
it a little bit. This is, I spun this. This is BFL from Mad Color Fiber Arts. I love me some Mad Color Fiber Arts. I snagged it right as I was leaving today, 2 times, going in and out of my house. But that's easy to fix. But of course, I snagged it right before it came.
Yeah, you spun this as a worsted
weight, or? I spun this. It's kind of a very light worsted. This is a 3-ply. So, and it's a little bit tough because I tend to like to spin sorry about all the spinning talk. I know these are knitters mostly that watch your podcast, but too bad. I'm here today.
Well, it's good for the people who like the spinning talk, because me and Wendy don't talk much about it.
It's knitting too, because I knit it. So yeah, it was a top down, and I've been having problems with top down cardigans. I don't know if anybody else, you haven't done any, but top down cardigans, I kind of find that the necklines are ginormous. So you put them on and your neck is down to here. And I've seen a lot of pictures on Ravelry. A lot of pictures on Ravelry. People have had them, and you look at the projects and you think, is it the pattern? Is it the knitter? What is the deal?
Tough.
So for this one, I did not want that. So I actually ended up doing a provisional cast on.
Oh. Okay.
And then I knit it, and then I put it on, and then I knit a couple of extra rows and tightened it up, but this one actually I don't think needed it. The other ones that I have done have, but this one I think was absolutely perfectly fine the way it is. And it has this little detail. I just love this little detail at the bottom. It's just one little, okay, now I'm feeling like Wendy and Sheila here. Where is it? There it is. One little like triangle down at the bottom, at each of the little corners of the bottom. It's very cute. And I'm pretty proud of this spin because it's not a heavy sweater.
No, it's not at all. It's really gorgeous.
The first sweater that I spun was a little bit heftier.
More of a bulkier.
Well, just heavier. It's a denser fabric. So
Oh, did the other one have sleeves on?
The other one had sleeves,
Well,
but it was also earlier spinning. I kind of, each project, you won't believe me, but I'm a very, very self-conscious knitter. Like, I don't like people to look at my stuff. And
oh, really?
Yeah, because everything I see where I messed up.
Yeah.
And so, I'm trying to hide that here, but
I don't see
so
any.
every time you guys make fun of me, you just put me deeper into a depression. You're just breaking down my spirit. But no, I'm generally proud of
you should be, especially I'm just amazed that, I mean, you always hear people spinning. You don't always see them use their spinning for projects. Now, I'm amazed at the 2 projects that she has. They're 2 different weights, type of yarn, and they're gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you should be proud of them.
Yeah, I find that spinning has actually made me a better knitter. I think that I kind of know more qualities about the yarn now. I'm still a fairly new knitter. I started knitting about when my oldest son was born, so about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
A little bit longer. You knit the requisite stockinette scarf.
Oh, the garter stitch scarf or whatever, right, yeah.
And I did that, and then I stopped, and then I kind of picked it up shortly after Andrew was born, and, knit the little teddy bear and the sad-looking hat and my first sweater I found in my closet as I was cleaning up my closet. It is hideous, but I'm gonna bring it to knitting. No, I'm gonna bring it to knitting so people can make fun of me some more. But I think that spinning has improved my knitting.
Good.
So
I think I can understand it because you grasp a little bit more of the concept of the yarn and.
It's also, I think it's motivating too, like, you pick the beautiful fibers that you want to spin and then you get to spin it.
So my finished object, I finally finished my little Frankie monster.
He is so cute.
My boys have fallen in love with him or her and want him. Sue, Queen of Chaos, sorry again. If you're watching, please look away.
Isn't that monster cute, Jane?
So I finished his arms. My husband was like, I'm like, whatever. I like him. So I finished him, and then I cast on, this is to go with the theme of the monster swap. I cast on 2 dishcloths. Oh, he was Irving the Icebox Monster by Rebecca Danger in the big knitted book of monsters.
Jane gives them a thumbs up.
And then my other quick little date, one night stand, is I knit 2 dishcloths. And I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, that looks good. It almost looks like Bart Simpson, but it's not.
I think those are so cute.
This is Frankenstein dishcloth. It is by Brian. Apparently I didn't write Brian's last name on my notes. I apologize. So I did this one they're both in peaches and cream. This one is in a dark green. This one is in a lighter green. This one I did at Diane's house the other day. We went, and it was super quick, and it's really fun. So
yeah, you did that whole thing while we were sitting there.
Well, I actually finished this and did that whole thing. So they were super quick. I love dishcloth, and I love to go with the theme. So
I've never knit a dishcloth, and I had no interest in doing it, but I think those are just so cute.
They're cute. I mean, they're fun. It's just for a quick little gift. I've done them for teacher gifts, but it's, these are the 2 colors together to kind of pick off this. And then I'll get some more stuff to go with my Swap Partners package. Those are my 2 little rate your dates. This one took a little bit longer, just because I wasn't working on him exclusively. If I was, it would be like 2-3 nights. They're really quick. This is knit up in US size 3. US size 3 with Knit Picks Comfy. Yeah, it's fun. They were fun, and these were US size 8 on washcloth. I do my washcloths bigger because washcloths tend to shrink, and if they're on tighter needles, then they shrink even tighter. So
I have a lot of surface area to cover all this anyway. So,
so those are my 2 finished projects.
Lovely.
Huge dates.
Before you start, it's so distracting to look at yourself because you're like, oh, geez, my hair.
I know, I do it a lot.
Sit up straight.
I know, it really tells you. You can really see how bad of a posture you have. by watching yourself. You'll see me sometimes look. I'm like, oh no, shouldn't I be? Oh no, I need to.
Oh shoot, how many kids
I should be looking at my audience. Yeah, it's tough. Future dates. I just want to finish my project. Sorry, there's a bug in the ear. Finish my projects. I want to finish next week. Will I be able to finish? If I really work hard, I can probably finish the Shetland shawl.
I think you can do it.
I can definitely finish one set of mittens. And let's see, I finished with that. I'm gonna cast on for my Heath socks for someone.
For someone.
Yeah, it's for someone that for a guy. So hopefully he will like it. So that's what I want to plan on finishing for my future projects. What about you?
I don't really have any at the moment. I just had a major heartbreak,
which we will discuss in a moment.
Oh, I forgot to bring. I was so angry at my heartbreak, which you'll see in a minute, that I didn't want to knit anything that could be messed up in any way. So,
oh, really?
So I just for a brief amount of time. So I started knitting some of those hexapuff beekeepers. I don't knit blankets. I don't knit socks. I don't knit like any sort of anything that you can have that I don't knit. Are all combined into this. I don't knit separate pieces that I have to weave in ends. I don't knit any of that. But I said that's it. I'm doing it. So I played around with these little hexapuffs, which I have to say are a little bit fun.
They are.
I mean, they take longer than I know. Wendy's doing crochet. I never will finish this project as long as I live. I have a sock machine, which I know you know about because I've been cursed on this podcast before. But so in my head, once I actually learned to use, I've made one pair of socks. I will have lots of leftover yarn, and I figure, I'll just keep that by the computer. And when I watch my knit one, what's this called?
Oh my God!
One Heart Two podcast, I can knit these things because they're so brainless. But yes, I was going to bring them and I totally forgot. I have like 2 or 3 little puffs.
Now, are you stuffing them or
no?
No. I saw on.
They seem like they're double-sided.
They're
so
pretty dense as
warm.
it is. Yeah, I saw somebody who's not stuffing them piece it together, and it looks like it's going to be a nice hefty blanket. I could see doing it maybe for a baby blanket.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely they're really adorable, but it is definitely a long-term project. Some people who have stuffed them made them chair cushions.
Yes, I was looking when I was angry at my sweater. I was looking, and I was looking at some of the things that people have done, and looking at some of the Ravelry threads of people that have done them, and people are getting a little crazy. Yeah. They'll be,
Well, I have to say, I love some of the designs that they've done with them, like the
different colors. Oh,
the actual
little sheep.
Little sheep, and then there's a whole board and a whole thread devoted to these hexapuffs and the designs that you can do in them.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if you are interested in the hexapuffs, I do suggest you check it out. I am a member of that board. It's Little Owl Knit, and I will link it in the show notes. I'll have to remind myself because sometimes I forget.
When you get old.
Yeah, well, if it's not written down in paper, it doesn't typically get into the show notes. I do try and listen to the podcast, but
do you?
I
was
do.
wondering, if you actually watch yourself.
Sometimes. Well, no, you know what? I don't watch. I listen because I'm doing the show notes as it's going on. So, yeah.
It was fun. I will never, ever finish it.
But it's a mindless.
But it was just, a little break, so I didn't kill someone.
Mindless. Yeah, exactly. So you don't kill someone.
Because doing puffs is not a way to kill someone. Normally I'd be like, these puffs! I knit 457 puffs and I made the size of a seat cushion.
Yeah, that would irritate. That's why I started my first puff I did in worsted weight.
Exactly. Well, first I only could find size 3 needles, and I was like, no, I gotta find the 4s, because even just going up a needle size will make it a little bit bigger, as if I'm ever gonna finish, but...
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, again, it comes to the density of the fabric. Here I am thinking it should be dense, but if you're not stuffing it, it doesn't matter how dense it is.
Yeah, size 4, it's gonna be dense. It's gonna be...
I didn't even think about that. I don't know what size I did my hexapuff on, probably like a size 5.
It's fun, but you have to have a certain mindset to do it, and it's definitely a long-term project.
I have some baubles and blends. I won some booga. hand-painted sock yarn.
Yes,
It's
that is
just
the
a
one that she
plain-
didn't tell any of us about, so she could
Okay.
get
Yes,
it for
exactly.
herself.
Pagan Knitter Podcast had a contest, and if you left a comment on her blog, you could win the Voga, and I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to try and win, and I did. So it worked.
Yay!
Because I've never had Voga.
Sneaky.
And you know, it always sells out quickly. So this is just the plain Voga.
Did you pick the color?
There were two options, and she goes, I don't know which one you want, and I told her which one I want, and she gave away both, and the other person who won wanted the other one, so it worked out well. This is Golden Orb Weaver.
That's the colorway?
That's the name of the colorway.
Okay.
This is the Voga, 70% superwash, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon, if anyone doesn't know. 7 to 8 stitches on US 1-2. What's that, a DK weight? I mean, it's a heavy fingering weight, is what I definitely would call it. It's not the skinny Voga, but it's gorgeous. It's definitely my colors. It's blue, and it's got this slight little bit of like a brown.
Like this little sea scene.
Yeah.
It's almost like that shawl that you knit, but in reverse. Didn't you knit that? It's like a brown with a little hints of blue.
That one? That one.
I
was wearing that the other day. So this is really nice, and I thank you to Ursa who sent it to me. Pagan Knitter Podcast, go check her out. She's great. She's an audio podcast. But not only did she send me that, but apparently when she got hers, she got a little skein sample of lace. Now this is 40% cashmere, 60% silk.
It feels
the same.
It's the same probably base as that.
It's a gorgeous dark purple, and I will be saving some money to get me some of this lace. It is gorgeous. And if I get me some enough, yeah, I know good English. If I get enough of it,
how to knit?
I think I might make that royal tulip shawl because that is absolutely gorgeous. And this is so soft.
It feels
It's
lovely.
It's like I don't even know what to do with the sample, but I just want to like do a square.
Yeah, it's like butter.
It's
Just
like
rub it against your
I go to
face when you're
sleep,
feeling blue.
You know, yeah, exactly. Just do a little square, and it will end up being my little lovey. When I go to bed alone for work, because my husband doesn't go to bed at 8 o'clock when I have to go to bed at 8 o'clock. So this is my only bauble and bling, and I again thank you, Arthur, from the Pagan Knitter Podcast.
I did. I brought. It's a few weeks old, but you don't know that. So I brought once again.
We know nothing.
Back to spinning, because apparently that's all I buy. That's all I knit. When I first started spinning, which was shortly after James was born, so I've been spinning around 3 years. Start over.
Scratch that. That won't be edited out. I'm sorry. I don't do editing.
Don't make me look like an idiot. No. I put myself, as soon as I started spinning, I put myself on the wait list for Southern Cross Fiber of the Month Club because I had heard that it takes forever, and it really does because I just got my first.
Oh, really?
After 3 years
wow.
of waiting on the wait list. And he does it very nice. He gives you a little survey to take, which colors you like, and he does 2 colors per month, and you can either get one of each, two of the same or whatever you want to do, or one. I get one 4-ounce bump, and this one is it's called Sugar and Spice, and it's this really pretty orangey, purpley,
with some negative light or something.
When it's spun up, I think it'll be very pretty.
Now, how will you spin this up?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I mean, you really need to see it in its glory.
And I would call myself an orange person, so
yeah, you tend to know
I knit a lot of orange, and I love this.
Gorgeous.
So I'll probably just
start at one end.
Yeah, no, I'll probably split it into. I'll probably do a 2-ply, maybe a 3-ply.
So if you're going to do a 2 or 3-ply, you split it equally.
Just like that, yeah.
Roughly as much as you can.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I'll split it and then randomly spin. I don't think you can plan to spin when it's dyed like this. To spin it.
No,
I mean some people do. They kind of take out all the purple bits and take out all the orange bits.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the more random looking.
You know what? I'm not a spinner. Well, I hope to be a spinner someday, but this is just this random long. Sorry.
When
little scar.
The spinning, that's what got me. The fiber is what got me into spinning because I think that fibers tend to take color so well, and there's there's so much potential. When you buy your yarn, there's a lot of beautiful yarn.
There is, but yeah, there's a lot of gorgeous fibers too. That is absolutely gorgeous.
So that's it for me.
Okay. Crushes and heartbreaks. I just want to say one thing for Crush. I had mentioned about my dryer either last week or the week before, and I have to say I really love the Make Tad dryer. I am caught up, besides my winter washing, because I have to wash all my winter coats and hats, on my washing and drying because I'm not waiting 90 minutes or more for my dryer. I never realized how bad my dryer was. Now, my dryer was a Kenmore. It's not a bad dryer.
How old is it?
Not old. We got it after we moved into here. We've been here over 10 years. So it just tells you sometimes there really does make a difference with the name brand, and I just love my Kenmore. I mean my Maytag dryer, and I have a Kenmore washer, but I do have the Maytag washer. Fishing that out. Yeah, and I'm all caught up. Like I was going to do a load of laundry, and I have to actually find clothes to wash.
You can come to my house.
Well, no, like I said, I still have the winter coats and stuff to wash, so I'll throw a little of that with my rest of my wash. But the reason I have to do a wash is because Max had soccer, and yeah, he was all muddy yesterday.
Yeah, your kids are old enough that they get actually dirty.
Well, it's funny because
on a
side note, that my son Max does soccer, and we have the soccer socks that come all the way up to the knees. Well, we had to go somewhere before soccer, and he forgot his soccer socks, and he stole a pair of my socks. It was the Dreamweaver socks that I just recently made in a bright red. He fits into my socks, so he steals them. And it was kind of cute because those were the only socks, and he's like, I don't want to wear these. I go, why? Now, I'm thinking that he'd be embarrassed because of the color. They're bright red and orange. No, he goes, well, any stains that get on this, will you be able to wash them out?
No.
I'm like, oh, sweetheart.
Her kids are the sweetest kids.
Thank you. I'm like, don't worry about any of the stains. I said, I make socks, not, I make them to be worn. And I see what he means because they're dirty, but it's mud. It's just mud. Yeah. I mean, you're not showing off your socks anyway. So I'm like, oh, don't worry about the stains. I thought he didn't want to wear them because of the bright color.
Yeah.
They were bright, but he didn't seem to care about that. So, oh boy.
Kids are so sweet. They're polite. They're friendly.
He's very
with strangers, even. Even the first day that I met them.
Well, strangers in the sense that he knows it's okay.
No, right. He doesn't just go up and. but he will sure he'd be nice to them.
No, hopefully not. But he's very considerate, and I think it's because of what he's gone through.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my only question and heartbreak. And I know you have.
Yes, I have a massive heartbreak, and I brought it because I'm unraveling this Mondo mistake as we speak. Look at, I did the entire sweater with the exception of one sleeve.
And she already took out the
And I took out the sleeve, and I just took out the collar. It's my fault, and I only blame myself and whoever else is around me at the time that I can blame.
Blame me. I don't know. I have nothing to do with that.
I think even though I did a gauge swatch, I did a gauge swatch, and
swatches lie.
Crap. I'm never doing it again. What a waste of time. And I had everybody that I know pick which one, and I calculated, and I said, oh great, they're picking the one that matches what the sweater gauge is, and apparently gauge swatches lie. So I'm knitting, and I'm like, wow, this seems like it's kind of big, but you knit this sweater from the top down, which I've had problems, as I said, in top down sweaters before, but you add the collar later, so I was like, this is like a ginormous neckline, like what's going on here? But maybe the collar will pick it up. It's the Mondo cable cardigan, which is another pretty simple cardigan.
And with just the cable going down. Wendy did the Mondo cable sweater. It was a full sweater.
Long ago, yeah.
Years ago.
And
probably
this is, what is this yarn? Mad Color Fiber? I feel like
a trend going on here.
I swear, I do knit with other stuff, but it's so pretty. This sweater, I was knitting it. My husband sees me knit every single day, and he never says anything one way or the other. With my cashmere, I'm like, you have to feel it, because everyone is so soft to feel it. He's like, yeah, whatever. And as I'm knitting this, he said multiple times that I think that's the prettiest thing you've ever knit. It's just the colors. The colors are, and it's purple. I don't knit with purple. Because I kind of look like a bruise, but the color is so, it brings out every, like, dark circle under my eye. But the color is just so pretty that I just had to knit with it. So yes, I knit the entire sweater, and I put it on, and the armholes are down here, and it's supposed to, like, be a cardigan that, like, closes here, and then, is left open, and this thing closes, and I overlapped it, and I measured the overlap. It's like 4 inches, and it's like normally I would just leave it because it's a, kind of supposed to be a big flowy
sweater.
But I don't usually buy really nice yarn, and I think this is really nice yarn, so I needed it to be.
Do you think you'd make the Mondo again?
I will. I think it's a perfectly fine. What I have to do, this is a learning process. So now whenever I see other sweaters, I'm going to say, oh, I should have done this. Right, back to my mental knitting issues. I have a larger surface area to cover here than I do here. So bust sizes are what you take your, you go by the bust size for sweaters, and that's what I've been doing because I don't really make very many modifications. I kind of find things I like and maybe lengthen something or switch a little something, but I don't really change stuff around. And again, I've been noticing that my sweaters are bigger up here, but whatever, I finished it, move on to the next thing. And with this, where it's a more expensive yarn and a nicer yarn, I kind of wanted it to look good. Totally ignoring my son. So what I have to do is start with a smaller size and then add stitches and increase to cover and then decrease again, because I have kind of a, they call it
hourglass shape.
Yeah, it's more like snowman shape. There's a lot of stuff going on there, but let's try and make it look hourglass instead of just making it look like a big giant oversized box.
Now, do you think you'll do the Mondo sweater in that color again?
I do not.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do the Mondo sweater in hand spun because I think with this massive stocking knit section that it would really look good in hand spun.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think I'll do that, and this I will have to find another project. So this is it's a heavy worsted Aran. It's kind of, I think I can get it from about 16 to 18 stitches, 4 inches, and I can't find an end. I don't know what to do with it, so if you have any suggestions, email Sheila and maybe she'll tell me.
Just leave a suggestion on the board under this episode. So,
Matte Color 5 rods, I always get the name wrong because it's not Indulgence, even though it should be. It's called Impulse. Heather needs to change that name because I mess it up every time.
It's Indulgence.
It's called Impulse. It's Indulgent because it's like silken Indulgence, and it should be Indulgence, but it is Impulse, and it's beautiful. And I knit this sweater so carefully. I alternated skeins with the hand-dyed yarn, and the cable is beautiful.
Epic fail.
My day is going to be ripping out that sweater.
Oh, sorry. You can't beat that level?
Yeah.
Well, we'll try in a minute. So on that note, I see we're at 52 minutes, and since I don't know how to edit and can't, we need to cut it short here. So I'm sorry about your major crush, heartbreak. So hopefully it'll become a crush.
I'll get over it. I'll find
we'll turn a heartbreak into a crush.
I'll find something that's deserving of that yarn.
So
say goodbye,
you can reach us. If you're watching this with iTunes, leave stars and a comment for anyone that you watch. We really do appreciate it. The show notes will be at knitoneheart2.blogspot.com. Any new viewers, thank you for coming and seeing our show, and thank you for lasting this long to massive chatting. Any returning viewers, thank you again for coming back each week. We really do appreciate it. If you want to reach us at email, knitoneheart2@gmail.com. We're knitoneheart2 on Flirt. We share the account. Wendy and I do.
And Wendy's substitute today. Thank you for watching me.
Yes, thank you, Diane, for coming in. And Knit with Heart. Bye, guys.